Go ahead and start it up. I love the sound that this car makes. Like the sport mode, makes the suspension real stiff, good handling around the corners, hardens up the transmission shifts. Hello everybody, here I got my 2014 Maserati Granturismo. I've had this car for a little over 2 years now. I managed to keep it in one piece. It's been a great car. Haven't had any issues with it. I've only put about 5,500 miles since then, so I don't drive it a whole lot. This is mainly a weekend car. My daily drivers, my Chevrolet Corvette. At first, when I bought it, I was questioning whether or not to get the extended warranty. But for 2 years, that was like 4,500 bucks. Not to mention, I had to pay like $2,500, $2,600 to do the 4th year service. Because if you get the warranty, you gotta go by the book on every maintenance aspect. But without the warranty, I can pick and choose what I want to do. But I just think the Maserati specifications are a little bit overkill. So let's talk a little bit about the maintenance, because that's one of the biggest things when it comes to ownership. Well, when I bought this car, they had already performed a major service, 25K service. This car actually had 20,000 miles. But they went through basically every maintenance aspect, because I saw the list. They changed all the fluids, coolant, brake fluid, transmission fluid, differential. They even replaced the drive belts, all the filters, and they actually had the tires replaced. So these tires have about 5,000 miles on them. They're still looking great. The brake pads, I've heard that they're quite expensive. They gave me a quote for the pads, just the pads. I think they're like 800 bucks. But that was done about 10,000 miles ago, so I still got a good bit of pad left, so I ain't gotta worry about that for a while. The only thing I've done is the oil change. So I got an oil change done. That was $380 at the Maserati dealership, Ferrari Maserati. So that's all I have spent on maintenance, just because everything else had already been performed just before I bought it. Insurance, 200 bucks a month. And that's full coverage, comprehensive, roadside assistance, basically the whole deal. Reliability, it's another big one on ownership. Well, this car hasn't had any problems. It's a 2014. Oh yeah, I forget about one thing. I did have to replace the battery. I didn't go with the original just because for having that Maserati badge on the battery, it's a couple $100 more. I think that battery was like $700. So I went with one from Napa. I paid like $115, and same capacity as far as the cold cranking amps and all that. So it's the right spec, right fitment and everything. And I installed it myself, pretty simple. But that's part of normal wear, normal on a car. But as far as breakdowns, I haven't had any. It hasn't had any repairs, so it's been great. And I do drive it hard sometimes. You know, you got to give it the Italian tune-up. I mean, what's the point of just letting it sit and not drive it like it's meant to? I mean, it's not a race car, but it's still a very fun car. So I definitely do enjoy it. So the Maserati actually has more mileage than my Corvette, but my Corvette is a 2015. And as far as quality, it seems to be like a good quality car. I don't hear any rattles, squeaks. Everything seems to be holding up good. The interior is in good shape. So seems like it was a well put together car. So this car brings a smile to my face every time I get to drive it. I don't drive it every day, so maybe that also adds to that reaction. I drive it once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. But I intend to keep this car for a long time. I mean, who knows? I might end up liking the Alfieri, and I might consider trading it in the future. It just all depends. And or who knows, maybe down the line I might trade it in for the 2018, 2019. I just like the new features that they added to those, with the backup camera, the center screen. I wish this car had those features, but it does not. But in the meantime, I'm gonna hold on to it. Here in the state of Georgia, once you buy a car and pay your sales tax, all you gotta do is pay $20 a year. So that's all it's costing me as far as registration, is just $20 a year. So it's one of the good things about the state of Georgia. It used to be based on ad valorem, where you would pay a percentage of the car every single year. So now with that new system, it makes it much easier to keep cars like this for a long time. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.